So we done filmed this as well. We're gotta fix it.
Howdy everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank y'all for being here. Before we get started, hit the thumbs up, completely free. Subscribe, also free, and it would greatly help us out. We need to get these videos in front of as many eyes as possible.
So if you're new here, I'm Courtney. That's Colton, who is currently trying to fix what he just screwed up.
So yesterday I put up a poll for y'all to pick today's video, and y'all did. So we have 88 votes now. What if by now, we've done filmed this whole video, y'all. This is us shooting the intro again because I messed it up. What if it changed between the time we showed it this morning until now?
Then I guess our next video will be about that.
So it didn't. We had 88 people vote, and 5 things to do to increase your sales immediately won. And make sure y'all are subscribed in case I do this again in the future and y'all want to vote on the video. It'll pop up on your feed in the community tab, and you just click it. I can't see who voted, and it just tells me as such. So 5 things to do to increase your sales won. So we're going to jump right into it without further ado, and I hope
we have 5.
I have 5, because I ain't good at counting today, y'all. If there's not 5,
I'm not
maybe
either.
it's 4, I don't know, but they will help you. So take them for what they're worth. They did come straight from
eBay.
The horse's mouth directly. So take it for what it's worth. If you want to implement some of it, do it. If you want to help your sales, do it. There's other things you can do. We'll dive into that later, so let's go.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave.
So you have to make sure you at least take 6 photos. So we'll use this game for instance. Man, I am slow right now.
And we don't know why they want 6 photos at least. They just said, hey, you got to take a minimum of, you need a minimum of 6 photos, and it helps in the algorithm. So between 6 and 12, 12 being the max. But
and the game may only take 3 or 4 photos, but you have to get 6. I will show you how we take random 6 pictures.
Yeah,
First,
usually before this, that thing would get 3 pictures, if that.
Right. So first, you want to put it in square mode. This is not square mode. See how it's everywhere?
Now, if you take your pictures in this on eBay and Google, you'll have a gray line running down each side of your listing, because they favor square. And you can, even if you take it on a camera or in this mode, when you pull it up on the eBay app, they actually have a cropping tool where you can crop it to square.
So for us, we just hit this little arrow button, hit the 4.3, and put it into square. See how it makes a perfect little box.
Perfect.
So then we just take 6 random photos. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. If you're not sure what else after that, you can pop one in the back. 4.
And you could actually take one of the front close up of the disc.
If you want.
I mean, you could take anything really.
So 5.
Now we're just trying to fill spots.
And you could go 6. And if you really wanted to get nitty gritty, you could do the case.
I mean, as long as there's 6.
Like you could do more than 6 and just take random corners of the case.
Now the reason she's taking all these pictures now is because we filmed this twice already. And the first time we was back there editing the video, and she only took 5.
Well, Colton said...
We don't take pictures,
Colton said when I did the back of the disc, that's 5. So I just did one more of the back, but when we get to counting on the editing, it was 5. Not,
we don't.
it was 4, not 5.
We don't do the pictures. We
have a lister.
We pay somebody to do that. But nonetheless, 6 photos is what you need.
So, like I said, I could have only took 3 in this game, be fine, but in order to do
eBay's
algorithm, we have to do 6.
Alrighty, guys and gals. So the next thing y'all are gonna see is things you can do to help out your seller metrics and your, I don't know, they just said to do it, so we do it about once a week, twice, you know, if we have a lot of questions, that kind of thing. So let me show you. I'm gonna pull up a screen video share thing over here so I can walk y'all through what we do. Okay, now you see we got unread messages in the top left corner. It says 339. So
We don't check our messages.
about once every 2 weeks on this, you know, just depending on when you get time or how high it does once a week, just go through and mark them all, and you can either mark them as read, like that, or you can, if you don't need them, just select them all and delete them. If I haven't read them, I don't need them. I mean, that's just a cold hard fact, so I delete them because that's just what I do. And essentially we're going to remove all the unread messages, okay? And this will show the algorithm that you're actually reading messages you get, or you're not just backlogging. We've been doing this for a while and it seems to help. It just takes some time to run through them all, so y'all bear with me.
Our neighbors are loud.
Alrighty, so this should be the last one. Delete them. Alright, they're gone.
Yay!
So the next thing you want to do, once you do that, do it all at the same time if you can. Okay, so we're going to go back down to right here on your listing section of your seller hub. You see where it says active listings, and then under it says with questions. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take all those with questions, because what happens is somebody sends you a message through an item. Even though you respond to it and you send them a message back, it'll still get stuck in the queue as with questions. So in the algorithm, it may appear as an unanswered question from a buyer to the seller. So what we do, and the best thing to do for this, is just select them all. Okay, and then we're going to click actions, and then end listings. Okay, so we end the listings. And this is going to move them to our unsold category. Alrighty, so once you got all of them selected and you want to ready, comes time to do the relist, you just click on actions. Nope, not that. Sale Similar, my bad, it was right in front of me. Click on Sale Similar to pull up your bulk editor lister deal. And once it gets up to here, all you're going to do is select all 47. We didn't change anything. We're not changing the price. We're just taking off basically the questions, and then submit, and that'll relist all of our 47 we just deactivated due to the questions. It resets our question queue. I'll show you. So we go back to our selling dashboard, and then in this box right here, so now it says active listings with questions 0. So we eliminated, we checked off that box, and now it's not showing that we don't respond to questions even though we do. So we cleared that queue. So far we've got, make sure you at least have 6 photos on every item, minimum. You can have up to 12. 6 is the minimum you need to have. And then let's clear your cache of unread messages and listing with questions. Alrighty guys and gals, so the next thing we're going to see is down here in the bottom right side of, well, you can move these things around. But over here it's going to say seller level, and it says current seller level if we evaluated a transaction defect rate, late shipment rate, etc. So you want to ensure you are in the top rated status, okay? And even if you're not top rated, you want your transaction defect rate, late shipment rate, and tracking uploaded and cases closed all very, very low. See us right now, we're at a transaction defect rate of 0.07. So essentially what that is if we lose an item or it gets damaged in our inventory, instead of convincing the buyer to ask for a cancellation, sometimes I just eat it because it is my fault, so I just cancel it due to item being damaged or out of stock. So that's what that is from. Late shipment rate 0.14. That's really nothing on us. That could be that we printed it off and maybe it didn't get scanned, or it got to our shipper too late, like UPS or FedEx. It didn't get scanned in until the next day, and we have 1 day handling. But I mean, 0.14 still is not bad. Make sure you upload and on time and validated, which means if it says you have to ship the item by Monday, August 29th, that you print that label and get it turned in August 29th. So once you click on that as well, you can actually dive deeper into it and look at your previous. So if we click there, it tells you exactly. I've had 2 out of 1,507 transaction defects, which means I've canceled. And the late shipment rate, 2 out of 1,503, which was more than likely the 2 I canceled. Case is closed without seller resolution 0. That's what you want. You want to always strive to, if a case gets open against you, you snap to it and handle it. Don't matter what it is. Even if you're in the wrong, ask eBay, submit all your documents, ask eBay to step in and close the case. So if something does happen, you get a return request or where's my item, just handle it. Go through the steps, whether you got to do a lost form, a lost mail claim, you got to do an insurance claim. Because generally, if you mail something to the buyer and the buyer gets it and it's broken, okay, you got to handle the claim, not the buyer, the seller, the shipper. So they can either send it back to you and you can do the claim there, or you can have UPS or send them pictures through message, have them pick it up, inspect it, take it to their damage center, and then send you the check. But you got to refund the buyer once you get it handled. So don't just send a message to the buyer saying, hey, this is your problem, because it's not. And then it goes through and breaks it down even further. Our transaction sales, if we evaluated you today, and basically the same thing. And then your return rate. Our return rate is 1.81%, so we've had 27 items returned out of 1,493. So, I mean, it could be lower, but most of them are either they were clothing that didn't fit. That's our biggest return usually. Either clothing or Halloween costumes that don't fit. So the more you know, just try to keep that. It should give you a target level sometimes, but that helps you show that you're taking care of the customers, you're accepting the returns, you're handling everything you need to handle. Therefore it'll push you higher in the algorithm. One, it shows activity. Two, it shows you care. So the more you know. Alrighty guys and gals, so the next thing you want to do is run promoted listings, okay? So if you go into your seller hub and then click the performance tab, it'll bring up all your sales, your traffic, selling costs, yada yada yada. Click your traffic, okay? And this is where you can see your impressions. This is from July the 30th. This is this previous month, okay? We got 18,141,235 impressions, 50,000 page views. And right here's what's important: your organic sales versus your promoted impressions. So your organic versus promoted. Our organic's down, promoted sky high. So if when you run your promoted listings, if you do promote and everything, you want to make sure that you're promoting. You don't want to promote over, you don't want to promote under, you want to promote the suggested ad rate. Nothing over, nothing under, the suggested ad rate. eBay said that's better for their algorithm. Don't give them more money. Don't do plus 1%, plus 2%. They said suggested. So we've been running suggested since February when we first started talking with them, wasn't it? So it seems it's working. Our promoteds are through the roof. The only thing is we got to work on our organic. And I'm going to tell you something that they told us to do that will help your organic in just a second. Alrighty y'all, so to get your organics up, the biggest thing they said is to do minimum of 6 pictures no matter what the item is, and do all the required and recommended item specifics. At first, back in February, they said just 5 item specifics, so the recommended is enough, but now they're telling me to do all the recommended item specifics. So we got, if you go to your task right here, you'll see we got 3,501 we got to do right here. So you're not going to get them done all at once. Do 10 to 15 a day if you got a lot. Do 5 a day. Whatever you can do a day. One, it shows activity on your account, on top of your listings. Plus, getting these recommended item specifics will push your organic listing and your promoted, because they help catalog the search. And that's one of the most important things we can do. So we usually just sit down on our phone and basically we just start where it says the same thing on our phone where you go to selling. And basically we just start on the same thing on the phone where you go to selling and it says add item specifics. We'll click that, the same thing as here. But basically all we're going to do, for instance, see, most of these are the things I just did a while ago whenever I canceled and restarted, because they didn't have item specifics. So all you got to do is just start clicking on one and then add an item specific. So like these Nikes, we can start here, wherever you want to do it. Nike 10.5 sneakers. We could actually do multicolor since they are. Department men type athletic. Okay, so that's all I required. So now I recommended. Okay, customized, no. Nike Air model, Nike Air Max Plus, okay. Shoe shaft style. Distinct design appearance of the product characterized by height. Okay, so it's a kind of a,
I would do a low top,
yeah, it's a low top.
like an ankle.
Theme.
I would just put Nike.
Okay, so now you can scroll through these themes. You can pick any of these that fit, or you can put not applicable. You may just click on something. They're colorful. They are. They're blue and yellow. So now the EU shoe size, European shoe size. So now what we can do is we can pull up the actual picture to get that.
What was that picture?
Just talking about the eBay guarantee. So they are 44 and a halves. So we'll just scroll down and click 44 and a half. Shoe, go over here, style code, that's already in there. The UK shoe style, shoe size, 9.5. So we go back, 9.5. Region of manufacturer, Vietnam. It takes a while to do these, but it'll help sell the item, so might as well. Shoe width, it's just a standard.
They made in 2014.
Release year 2014. Vintage, no. And see, you got additional, but we've done all of our recommended.
Yeah.
So you could do some of these additional if you want to. They're not pushing for that yet, but I mean, you could. I'm not going to. I'll do that next round whenever they tell me to. And you just go through there and add the recommended and required, and that'll help. Like I say, we do 10 to 15 of these a day. We'll get there later on, but each little bit will help. Right?
Right.
It's just a headache. And if you notice, we got list perfectly thing here, so we can move our listings around and list perfectly and put to another platform. If y'all are interested in list perfectly, I can give you 30% off your first month. Simply use the code CK Treasures.
We'll just stand right there.
It's better.
Well, kill him. What did he?
He went under that box.
You sure it was a spider?
Well, I'm sure he's crawling. You can carry them.
Great.
Alrighty, guys and gals, so we kind of went over most of the stuff. We'll do deeper dives into the stuff, like looking at listing quality reports and things you can do to improve your overall sales. One thing they've been heaping on me about is adding best offer to the listing. It'll help you in the algorithm and push you higher up in the ranks.
And free returns, right?
I said no, there's I don't want to deal with all the idiots out there where if you got $100, they're just constantly lowballing you. And she said, well, you can set it up to where just because you have it on don't mean you have to accept any of them. You can set it up by % off, so you could do literally auto decline at 5% or less off. So if you got something listed for $100, if they don't make an offer over $95 or higher, it auto declines it. So that's something to keep in mind if you want to do that. We're still kicking around maybe doing it later on in the idea, just not right now because I don't want to deal with it. And what we're doing seems to be helping a little bit.
Does
So
free returns help?
yep, free returns, seller paid returns, that helps. Free shipping helps. All this little stuff, we'll dive deeper into it, the whole free shipping versus paid shipping, and we'll do that in another video, not this one. I just wanted to give y'all 5 quick tips to help you out right now.
Did we give them all 5?
I think so. So we got photos, right?
Yep.
And then we did clearing out your message queue and your active question queue.
Item specifics.
Item specifics and recommended with required and recommended. And what else do we do?
Your impressions.
Oh yeah, promoted impressions. I don't know if there's 5 here or not. I'll see when I edit it. But there's other things you can do too. Free shipping. Adding the best offer deal, free returns. But we'll dive into all that later on in a different video. Just keep this one short and sweet and to the point and simple.
Maybe it helped you guys.
I don't know. I'm not a very good teacher. I hate doing these kind of videos. It makes me nervous. And I mean, I just come off a twice suspension, so who am I to tell y'all, right? But we do have good sales. And I feel like we know eBay pretty well, and I've been, like I say, they've been calling, we've been talking, going over everything, and I know they did it with a few other people I know of. So it's coming straight from the horse's mouth, not mine, because I'm not a horse. Love you all. Like the video, share it, subscribe if you ain't already. We gone.